Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris. Good afternoon. So, another pretty flat day in the market. I did make a large come up on one position, but really, right now, it's kind of flat for me. So, with spot prices in the metals kind of fluctuating, especially to the downside, I'm kind of holding off on making a purchase. I think my next purchase is probably going to be a gold eagle of some type, either quarter or half. But we'll see. I mean, if this market turns around this week, yes, it will be happy days here again, especially for certain securities. Amazon. Let's see a big run up in Amazon to like 3,600, and I will be a happy camper. But that being said, as you can see in front of you, this is a little bit of silver. I keep talking to other stackers, and especially those of you who silver is your metal of choice. A lot of you, like me, have wide varieties of silver. So I mean, they may be similar coins, like let's say a maple, but it can be a proof maple. So something that I actually particularly enjoy, excuse the wind, is these guys. So these guys are still in the packaging, and they have the dates on them from this one's from 2004, but I do have some from the 90s. And I think it's pretty cool. No one ever took them out of the package. That's pretty awesome. I mean, to have them in that kind of condition where they're still in the package is pretty awesome to me. Let's see what this guy is. This is a 2010. Again, still in the same type of package. And you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, the RCM on the bottom over here in this corner. A little bit hard to see, but pretty cool. Something else that was interesting, I finally did get a chance to look up this guy, the silver trade unit. So I guess this is actually what the mint was called before it was called the U.S. Mint. It was the U.S. Assay Office. So this, I guess, was a precursor to the modern Eagle, a bullion round in silver. So pretty cool. Pretty interesting to see these older pieces. And I think that's the thing I've been talking to stackers a lot about, is when you have that kind of variety, it just becomes a mess of like different stuff that you acquire over time. But it really does give your stack character. The hard part is that if you ever decide to liquidate said stack, you're gonna have to take a lot of time going through and seeing what you like, what's important, what can be given away at a moment's notice. I do notice that I purchased a lot of kookaburras earlier in the spring and early summer, and I like them. I like them because the fact that they take the time to change the design so often, and the quality is clearly there. You can see it in the different designs, in the coins themselves. Really makes it, to me, probably the second best choice, only because of price to like the things from the Royal Canadian Mint. So the Royal Canadian Mint, I mean, my feelings there. They're just hands down embarrassing the U.S. Mint with the variety of options that they give you. I mean, again, even the maples themselves. I mean, these reverse proof maples with the privies are gorgeous. The regular maples are gorgeous. Again, this is one of my newest additions, the Incus maple. It's a nice looking piece. It really is. Now, the Super Incus, thank you to I forget the commenter, but thank you for sending me that video of the Super Incus, the Royal Canadian Mint video. It's pretty sweet. And looking at it, I keep telling myself, look, if you're going to buy the Super Incus that's super expensive, you might as well make the leap to the gold one. So I just might make the leap to a gold one. So this one I've showed before, the kookaburra, it kind of looks like a frog, doesn't it? I mean, if you look at it in the right light, it looks like a frog. Sitting on like a lily pad or like a branch ready to jump in the water, but no, it is a kookaburra. So again, like when I see those kind of things, I do really like enjoy them. Even the Queen's B series, which last summer was pretty big, these guys, I wanted to collect the whole thing, but never did get around to getting all of them. I think I have quite a few different ones, just not the whole set. But I was looking at the completer coin. Those completer coins are gorgeous, so I need to get my hands on a few of those for sure. Just to have maybe a tube of them, because they're that nice looking. I mean, even things like the allegory or the Germania mint. Those ones are pretty sweet. These ones kind of remind me of the similar quality to what the Britannias are. But the thing right now is there's so many different, options, but there's no real hot coin right now. I mean, the Type 2, the Eagles and that kind of thing. Yeah, people are kind of into that, but there's not much buzz there. Last summer, it seemed like there was a lot of buzz over different coins. Like there was the Mandalorian silver pieces. There was just a lot of like different things coming out. There was the Marvel silver rounds or silver coins that came out. But I don't really see that hype right now. So it's kind of like a floater market right now. I don't really see anything like jumping out. I know a lot of people were big fans of the pandas. They're cool. They're okay. They're not my favorite, but they're cool coins, and I know like there's definitely a market out there for them. The only thing for me is like that 30-gram weight is kind of weird. But I think this next month is going to be pretty telling for where we go as far as price on metals. Not that I have any knowledge of what's going to happen one day to the next, but I think like if we start to see stability or above 20 and it kind of just floats between 20 and 22, that should be a good price point to start buying back in. I know like many stockers, if you're underwater on stuff, especially me, like I've been buying high premium stuff when the spot price was already high. So if you've been a buyer over the last 12 months, you're probably underwater on a lot of your stack. But for stackers, I mean, it's not a big deal because, it's not like we're trading it or selling it with regularity. But that being said, like I said, it's always good to go back to your stack and kind of take a look at it and pick the ones that are going to be the first ones out and kind of keep those separate. So that way, hey, this one right here, generic silver, is probably going to be, gone. So even with purchases, I think that's going to be kind of the way to go moving forward. But we'll see. Everything is in transition right now. It's crazy because, it's so funny with like, not to be political, but it's so funny watching like, these different bills trying to get passed right now, the infrastructure bill, the other big bill, whatever. And like they make a big deal out of these things, but I would think that all of these things, like everything, in politics, is orchestrated. So they make it look like one thing, and then, it ends up being something else. And it's all just, it's all like a theater. You know what I mean? Like the end result's already there. It's just meant to twist and turn you to see, how hard are you going to fall for this or that, narrative. But I think that's actually pretty interesting because it's the same way with markets. It's the same way with assets. Crypto right now is getting hammered because Bank of China, last week said, we're going to ban trading of cryptocurrency or whatever it was that they said. I mean, but the reality is like this is one of those things that it's going to take a lot to stop the train on crypto. And so even though there's downward pressure, and there's probably going to be more, I mean, when a big player like China says, they've taken a position on something, you have to take notice, But the thing that's funny to me is like even something like that, didn't crush crypto like I would think, would have thought. And it's the same thing here in the United States. They always do these kind of things until they really get their hands into it. And then, the price can go over once they have their handle on it. So we'll see what happens. I'm not concerned on crypto. I think honestly, it's actually just the same thing with metals, more of a buying opportunity than anything else. The one fear for me with cryptos was always, them saying like, this or that terrorist event was funded with crypto, and so we're going to take extreme action. That would be my fear if I was a, big crypto holder, and it could happen. But I would say that the main reason that I don't think it will go away, because a lot of people are like, well, they could just shut it down, at any time. The main reason I don't think that is because there are some very big influential players, not just individuals, but also institutions that have large holdings of cryptocurrency. So they have a vested interest in making sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Now, as far as price, this is the main thing that I always try to hammer home. Don't put your time frame onto onto the market. The market does not operate on your time frame. And so these institutions that have investment stocks, whatever it is, crypto, they plan for the next 25, 50, 100 years. Like, that sounds ridiculous, right? Why would you plan that long? Because that's how the organization is meant to be a continuous entity. It's not something that's, here today and gone tomorrow. And so while of course they love taking profits and making profits, it's just a completely different mentality than the individual retail trader. So keep those things in mind when you're buying, selling, or even stocking. Keep those things in mind, because you want to have your nice stuff, your stuff that's just garbage, your cull eagles that you can sell, whatever. But you want to have those different things, even within one asset class like silver. You want to have those different pieces so that you have even more flexibility than just someone who has, a stock like this where there's just a little bit of everything. So anyway, hopefully I wake up tomorrow and Amazon stock's up $150 a share. Happy days will be here for sure. All right, that's it for today. See you tomorrow.